I grew up with a single mother who worked, full-time, 2 jobs with 4 older sisters and a younger brother. It definitely kind of added an extra burden in life. While she was away, I was raised by my older sister, Nicole. She was, a strong parent figure in our life, which is important because, we were all young, trying to find a way, to grow and find our own path in life. I would say the biggest impact on my life and my faith was when I lost my nephew. He was 4 at the time, so I was at work, got the phone call that, he was crossing the street and got hit by a car and passed away. Felt lost then. I was trying to, walk the right path and didn't fully understand why a young child would have to go through something like that, why our family would have to go through something like that. It definitely changed me as a man. It forced me to look at myself. It forced me to understand, the importance of the relationships with the people in my life. I used it as motivation to find the right, male figures around me to allow me to grow, allow me to learn as a Christian man.
You don't want people to know that you grew up without a dad or my mom raised me. That's just not normal conversation that we talk about. Mom did a great job in raising him as a single parent. And look what he's doing today. He's much wiser than his age. You know what I mean? Like just the way he carries himself, the way that he responds to the athletes, of just being that father figure that he didn't have.
While at Weber, I played for Coach Schaffner. He was a strong father figure for us when we were younger, but he allowed us to kind of grow and make mistakes. For him, it was how you grew from those mistakes, how you learn from those mistakes. When I came back as the assistant, he was my head coach for a year, and he allowed me again, even as the assistant, to learn and grow and be very hands-on and figure out what kind of assistant I wanted to be. I realized the importance of getting your master's when I didn't get the job. I applied for the job after my head coach moved on, and that was the first thing they told me. You gotta have your master's, you gotta have that higher education.
I've always thought that a setback is the first step in a comeback. And so comeback is something that's really, it happens in sport. You get down and you get behind, and then you got to refocus, and the coach might call a timeout, and then they start momentum change, and a comeback happens. That happens in life. We have setbacks in life. We face adversity all the time.
I remember the first time interacted with Gabriel, I had the opportunity to connect with him at a coaching event, and then later on I had posted something about the program and the classes that we had coming up, and he saw that and looked into it a little bit, and the next session he was in the next class. And fast forward a few years, he graduated from the program. We had developed a relationship just from the classes that he had been in.
Well, I think the master's that he got has helped him tremendously with the organization of his program and how he reaches out to players, parents. The most important quality for a coach is the ability to build relationships with all of the players.
4 years down the road, 5 years down the road, when you get a Christmas card or they come knocking on the door to say, hey, I didn't get what you were telling me when you were yelling at me on the bench, or when you sat me because I didn't do my homework, or you sat me because of disciplinary reasons. I get it now. He's a role model for these student athletes. He has a purpose here as far as making these young men and women grow on to become something bigger and better than here. We made a great choice in making him head coach.
My dad is Tyrone Nesby. I'm named after him. I'm the fourth. He played 4 years in the NBA, 2 years with the Clippers, and 2 years with the Wizards when Michael Jordan was over there. Knowing my goal after college is to definitely go overseas and continue playing, so he's definitely mindful of that. He reminds me of that every day. He's just like, if you want to be a pro, this is what you need to do. So we just make sure we stay on point with that.
The whole team, all 13 of us, we're all his kids. We're like everything he has. He puts his heart and soul into this program. If I have a bad game, he makes sure he checks on me. Hey, keep your head up. Got to deal with adversity. It's all about life. Is all about getting up, getting hit, and getting up.
At the time, me and my wife were both getting our master's degree, so with it being online, it allowed me to be able to do my job during the day and kind of focus on my classwork at night.
I was just overwhelmed by the quality of his work. He really grasped the concepts that we were trying to teach, a biblical worldview, an eternal focus, and a ministry perspective of sport coaching. He needed this stuff to help him go where he felt like God was leading him in the coaching world.
I felt like the opportunity at the university definitely allowed me to continue to keep growing as assistant coach, but also at the same time learn more about who I was as a Christian man and the importance of being able to use your Christian values as an assistant coach. Being rejected from the head coach position twice definitely felt like a major setback and felt like an impossible situation. But through scope, allowed me to unlock my own path and allowed me to be the head coach I am today.